When you get a foreclosure complaint in the office, what do you look for?
Well, before I begin with that, I just want to remind everybody about the importance of getting an attorney once you have a foreclosure.
Let's start there.
We talked about that last week, but because to look at a complaint, you need to be trained, your mind needs to be trained in that legal way, or what is important to look for. So I want to remind everybody that before a lawsuit is filed, it is important to seek the right attorney. Now, once a complaint is filed, your attorney will likely look for certain things, defects in the complaint, in the documents attached to the complaint. What is attached, but more importantly, what isn't attached. There will be, if you did some research online on your own, you will hear a lot of people talk about the note, endorsements, assignments, they weren't attached, they don't have them, they can't foreclose. Well, again, that's where there's a line, and it's important to have an attorney who knows what those things mean, what they need to have, and if they don't have them, what can be done. So one of the things that is really important when I'm reviewing a complaint, one of the first things I look at, outside of the body of the complaint, and I'll get into what's in the complaint itself, but one of the things that's very important is what's called a verification of that complaint. This has come up since early 2010, where all foreclosure complaints need to be verified. What does that mean? It's somebody who's supposed to be working with the lender, and they have read all of their allegations in the complaint, and they say that these are true. These are true and accurate statements, and they verified the complaint. There are several issues with the verification, and that's why, again, it is important to have an attorney who knows to question the verification. Are these verifications true and accurate? Probably not.
Can I go on record?
Sure.
I'm going to go on record here, folks, and say I think they're all baloney. I think they're all crap, and I want to wait and take the deposition of each and every one who verified these complaints. Because if you've got a servicer verifying your complaint, let's say, I'm signing this as Bank of America servicer from a loan from 2005 from Countrywide or 2004 from Countrywide, that's baloney. How can you verify that a loan was transferred from 2005, 2007 to your bank didn't even get opportunity to look at this until 2010?
And
that's
since
ridiculous.
you want to question that, then you would definitely want an attorney who's going to question that. You want to do discovery on that person who verified that complaint. Do discovery, take the deposition, question it, motion to dismiss. Make sure your attorney...
Danielle knows when I take a deposition, I'm going to take a video deposition. I'm going to stick a video camera right in front of that person's face, and I'm going to ask them the tough questions saying, how do you have personal knowledge that this company owns this loan when the loan was transferred into a securitized trust 7 years ago? How do you know that?
I'm going to segue a little bit with that. That's all right with the personal.
I get a little carried away on this
personal information. I want to make sure I bring it back and sort of the personal knowledge.
Yep.
Right. Carmen's going to question, how do you have personal knowledge? There are, again, the importance of an attorney. Rules of evidence. There are rules. If you get past that summary judgment, or let's say you're going to go for a trial, you're going to have a trial, you want to make sure that your attorneys know those rules of evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
There are certain ways that this person may be able to testify to this document. However, in 2011, there was some great case law for consumers for the homeowners that came out. One of the cases, and this is my personal favorite because I have this issue a lot in our trust cases and a lot of our foreclosure cases, is whether that person has the ability to testify, as Carmen said, to a trust, to a transfer that had occurred, to a trust or regarding a mortgage in 2004, 2005, 2006, whenever. And one of the cases that came out, let me just grab it here.
Well, so it's a good work she's going to talk about is the business records exception to the hearsay rule. And again, I'm not going to go too technical on them. Hearsay is one thing. Very simply, folks, if you don't know anything about the hearsay rule, here it is. It's an out-of-court statement offered in court to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Here they're asserting that this guy, this mortgage company, owns and holds the note.
Right.
But they're going to have to bring an out-of-court statement in, an assignment that was done 5 years ago. That's an out-of-court statement. That's saying that there was a transfer done. So they're going to have to authenticate that somehow.
Right.
How can somebody who works at Bank of America today authenticate what happened 5 years ago at Countrywide?
And that's the good thing about the case law that has come out and that's available to homeowners. And again, your attorney needs to know about these cases.
Correct.
In this line of cases, they can't do that. They can't testify just from reading a computer system. They
correct.
can't testify to somebody else's records. That's the business record exception that Carmen talked about to the hearsay. They want to bring it in, they have to find a different way and make sure the court somehow they can get past that rule.
And it's kind of silly because, you know, I've seen things in court that just scare me. Like, I can read the formula to Coke. Let's say I have the formula to Coke right here. I can read it on my computer screen. It has this, this, and this in it. And then I swear to the authenticity of that. Do I have any personal knowledge of what goes into Coke? No. Do the robo-signers have any personal knowledge to anything? No. That's why they're called robo-signers. They just sit there and sign stuff all day.
You don't know who put that formula in, how it was put in.
And we've got deposition testimony where I signed things all day long. I just signed away. That was my job. That's what I was told to do. And people are losing their homes because of this, folks. Don't be one of them. So anyway, Danielle, I'm sorry, I get all fired up on this stuff. I really do, because it irks me that a person can lose their home in Florida, in a jurisdiction where we live, and they don't get a fair trial.
Right. I mean, I think that's the important thing about this line of cases. And Carmen keeps talking about the deposition. They are extremely important in these cases. Discovery, depositions. Get as much information about these people verifying complaints, because in these line of cases, they filed these depositions. If Carmen were to take a deposition of a person, video deposition today, you get the transcript, then file that with your attorney will know to do something with that with the court to prove this person knew nothing. Shouldn't have been able to verify this complaint.
So that's number one. I'm sorry, that's one issue, folks. This is our lives. This is what we're looking at for you when you hire us to do this.